Welcome to had6 channel. In this video, we will look into compulsory. 13 adjectives with similar meanings will be reviewed in example sentences. Let's get started. Number 1. Essential, which means absolutely necessary. Essential. For example, it is essential to keep up-to-date records. Number 2. Binding, which means of an agreement or promise involving an obligation that cannot be broken. Binding. For example, a legally binding agreement. Number 3. Requisite, which means made necessary by particular circumstances or regulations. Requisite. For example, he lacks the requisite communication skills. Number 4. Necessary, which means essential. Necessary. For example, they granted the necessary planning permission. Number 5. Imperative, which means of vital importance. Imperative. For example, immediate action was imperative. Number 6. Incumbent, which means necessary for someone as a duty or responsibility. Incumbent. For example, the government realized that it was incumbent on them to act. Number 7. Obligatory, which means compulsory. Obligatory. For example, use of seat belts in cars is now obligatory. Number 8. Mandatory, which means compulsory. Mandatory. For example, the concept of mandatory retirement. Number 9. Forced, which means obtained or imposed by coercion or physical power. Forced. For example, there was no sign of a forced entry. Number 10. Unavoidable, which means inevitable. Unavoidable. For example, the natural and unavoidable consequences of growing old. Number 11. Inescapable, which means unable to be avoided or denied. Inescapable. For example, they concluded that political reform was inescapable. If you have better examples in mind, please share them in the comment section below. It is now the time to hit the subscribe button.